Hey, everybody, welcome back to Red Road Paranormal. I'm here with my buddy Rez. We have a couple other friends with us. We have Kimmi and Donna. Rez is going to introduce them. I just wanted to let you know that we are really enjoying this new season, this new format, our new logo. We're having a blast with this. And so we are just bringing in more and more fun guests. And sometimes I think that we should probably record the show like starting when when everybody gets in the room because so much good stuff is said before we even hit the button. But anyway, so let's move it on to Rez. And by the way, before I do that, sorry, Rez, remember to subscribe, ring the bell, share, follow us, comment, like, whatever you got to do. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in and listening. And I know that so far all we're doing is recording, but eventually we're going to get around to live. So we want to make sure that you know that when we're going to do that, you will get notified. So make sure that you do all those fun things. All right, Rez, take it away.
Hey everyone, favorite Resnack here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful evening tonight. I'd like to welcome Kimmi Korpse from Paranormal Kitchen. She's also on, we just went through this. We have the Paranormal Kitchen. We have Phantom Friends, and she's also a co-host on Echoes on the Wind. And then we have Miss Donna, Lady Mystic. She's also the main co-host of Echoes on the Wind, and you're still a co-host to uh, Phantom Friends, correct?
Mm.
Yeah, and I've known both these ladies for about a year now. We've been talking online, following each other. So why don't you ladies introduce yourself a little bit better?
Let's start with Kimmi since she's the one in a row. We're just going to go in a row the way we're showing.
Right, go on the road, down the line.
Yeah.
Not everybody talk at once.
Right. Kimmi Korpse, I'm 48. I live in Alabama, originally a Louisiana girl. And we're part of the Texas Wraith Hunters. And originally known as the Wraith Huntresses, and I've been in the paranormal about 6 years now.
Awesome. We'll get back to that.
Definitely. Donna, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, Lady Mystic, from Massachusetts. Also a Wraith Huntress. I'm his psychic. I've been in the well, I've been using my gifts. That's what started me off. I've had them since I was young. I was about 5, but I've only been starting to use them, I would say 10, 12 years, somewhere around there. And yeah,
Nice. Well, you also used to work with cold cases too, right?
oh yeah, yeah.
Want to
quite
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Right now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how it started was, me reading. I'm looking at Kimmy now. I'm laughing. um, I how it started was I always read people's faces. I'd read their eyes. Their eyes are to their soul. I'd read
Yep.
their pupil, and then around the rest of their eyes. Then I would, tell them about themselves. Like it's almost like a channel at that time, but it wasn't. And that's how I could tell them about themselves. I'd see a lot through their eyes. Then all of a sudden, I saw something on a podcast, and this guy was speaking about things he was doing in the missions and stuff like that. And then they started talking about cases. So I said, wow, I wish I could do that. If I had the chance, I would do something like that.
Yeah.
Or the opportunity. And then all of a sudden, the head one of the podcast said, oh, Donna, I'm gonna get you in touch with so and so, and he did. And then by the next morning, 7:30 that morning, she sent me a picture. And then, I mean, this picture could have been her daughter, her niece, her granddaughter, her neighbor. I didn't know who it was. And she just said, "Can you tell me what you get from this picture?" This was the first time ever. I didn't know what I was doing, so I went off what I knew. So I went right into her eyes. When I went into her eyes, all of a sudden, I just went into like this channel. It's like I knew what to do. Nobody ever told me. I went into her eyes, I studied her eyes, and then I went right into this channel. And then I was seeing everything she last saw. And what I do is I channel, remote view, and speak to spirit. And on that case, everything I saw, they had like a week or so to work on the case, where I only had so many hours before the police report came out. So I worked on it that day, and make a long story short, I passed in everything I got right before the police report came out. And then the lady sent me the police report. And then I said, "Oh my gosh, is that my validation?" And she said, "Hold on." And then she sent me another psychic that was working the case, what she got, which was a lot of the main stuff that I got. And I said, "Oh, wow, is that my validation?" And she said, "It sure is." So I said, "Oh, so can I keep helping you?" And she said, "Absolutely."
Very cool.
Cool.
And I've been working cases now for quite a few years.
That's
And I
excellent.
Very
haven't
cool.
stopped. Yeah.
That's
I just,
excellent.
the most recent case was a couple weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago. Now
That's
I'm not,
such an important thing to do, you know. I mean, it's not something that I do because I'm way too soft-hearted for it. But
yeah.
I think it's such an important service that you provide.
Well, yeah. I love to help people.
Hmm.
If I was given these gifts for a reason, and I use them to help people.
Yeah.
And the biggest one was the cold cases and my healings, because I'm a healer. And then after, so I was on a few teams, and the last team I was on, it was really getting to be too much for me. And this lady that I knew, I'm close with her, and she was picking it up in my energy without even talking to me. And she contacted me, and she even said, I mean, somebody else too, and they said, "Donna, this is getting too much. You need to stop. Take a break. You don't have to quit, but take a break."
Yeah.
Because I was, it was getting to the point where I was having constantly all these spirits coming at me nonstop, you know, and I had a few, and Kimmy was there that can vouch for it. Well, I had a few where they were here in my house, where the murderers from the case were unalive, also, depending how long, you know, the cases were. Some were 30 years old, and they ended up being in my house. Lights going, fire alarms going, and gonna do the same to me and put me in the hospital, and yeah. So
Yeah,
it can be pretty bad. You got to be careful.
you have to be very careful and protect your energy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Bubble
I
up,
do
bubble up.
protection, but it can
Yeah.
take like that. That's another thing I was going to ask you about. Like, I've asked so many people. Um, I'm the type of psychic that when I do my cases and everything, like other psychics that I worked with, they can go in, see everything, and come out. I go in, not only do I see everything, but I feel everything.
Right. You're empathic too.
I
Yeah.
feel what they feel, the stabbings, the shootings, everything. And it's just crazy. And some people say that I shouldn't, that I need to turn that off. How do you turn that off?
I don't know that it's even a matter of turning it off necessarily, but it is a matter of not holding on to it afterwards.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get rid of them. I
Okay.
do get rid of them. But I did end up with an attachment from one of them.
You know, I
This
think we've
one
all been
lady.
there. I think at some point we've all got an attachment from somewhere, and that's kind of how we learn, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I don't want this to happen again, so let's find a way not to.
yeah.
You know?
Right?
I
Yeah.
mean, and it wasn't that she was a bad spirit. I mean, I was there to help her, you
Yep.
know, but and I could see what she went through. I felt what she went through, but at the same time, she attached. So
Right.
I had to go through all this stuff. And not only that, Kimmy can tell you, because she was with me, I had the bruises on my wrist, on my neck, on my hips, and other places. And I had to heal like a regular person. Like, it
Right.
happened really to me.
Yeah. I've
It
I've had
was,
that happen to me too, and I don't even do cold cases, but I have had that happen where I end up with physical injuries that,
mm-hmm,
you know, the spirit that I'm working with and helping to release. Because for me, it's not just a matter of finding out information like police departments want, but it's taking that extra step and helping them release from the earth plane to go
Yeah.
get healed, you know, in energy and in the universe, in the light, whatever you want to call it. So,
mm-hmm,
you know, in helping spirits release like that, I've been injured like that too, where I have bruises appear or scratches, or I'll get like sometimes a headache, or, you know, whatever it is that whatever they experienced. Sometimes that comes on me too, but the trick is to say thank you for the information and release it. And I know the bruises take time to heal. I get that because I still have
mm-hmm.
that sometimes. But I end up with bruises that don't hurt, which is interesting because I release the attachment to it. And so
Yeah.
my body's healing the bruise, but there's no pain involved.
Hmm.
So there are ways to do that. We can talk after the show.
Yeah, we're gonna
Definitely.
have to talk after the show
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And something else that I was just told recently. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Kimmy, I
But go
was going to
ahead.
ask you a question about something, and I already forgot what it was because I totally dove
Oh,
into Donna's story.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, don't apologize.
So, well, Kimmy, you're a paranormal investigator also, right? So,
I am.
what was your first experience in the paranormal? What brought you into wanting to investigate it?
I started paranormal when both my parents had passed, and so it started me on this journey of ancestry and learning who I am, and um, kind of self teaching myself, like the psychic side of things and helping people and teaching myself cards and so it just kind of led me on this journey of like, yes, they passed and yes, I know that they're here with me, but what happened,
Okay. So
Oh.
I ask everyone this pretty much. What's the scariest place you've been? Have you had like a oh crap moment yet?
I haven't yet, but I've only done a couple cemeteries and I've done the Oksana Victoria, which is in Oxford, Alabama, and those are really the only places I've kind of been as of yet. Besides what I do online, we do online, stuff
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, we've had some old crap place times online.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had Wraith on our show, so I know who you're
Yep.
working with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that
yeah.
Yeah.
he's an interesting guy. He's got some really interesting stories. Um,
Mhm.
I am really curious about the Paranormal Kitchen. Like, how did that come to be?
At the time, I had already was doing Phantom Friends and just wanted something different besides just another paranormal show. And I
Mhm.
love to cook, and I'm a Cajun girl, and I'm a Southern girl, and so I just decided to start a cooking show, and we either like do EVP, EVP stuff or using EMF meter or like a spirit box, and of course I close it all down and I stop. But it's just something that there's something different that's not out there that you don't see a lot of.
So do you get like I don't know how much into you are into mediumship, but do you ever get like a famous chef who's passed come through to guide you in your show?
No, I haven't really, because it's all been self-taught, so I don't really
Okay.
know, like, I haven't gotten that far in my journey yet.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll get stuff, out of the blue here or there, but it's not very often. But that would be cool. I could
That
work with
would be
that.
cool. Wouldn't that be cool?
Turn the spirit box on and try opening that communication up. Next
Right?
time
Be
you're
like, oh,
cooking, be like,
help me,
hey,
wise one. Help me, wise
get a
one.
bottle of wine out and bring a little Julia in and see what happens.
Yeah,
Right?
that would be interesting.
Be
That
like, Julie
Yeah.
Child, you there?
All right, I got your red wine. Come have a glass with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Exactly.
That would be fun. I really like the idea, so I'm going to start following that because I want to see that. I want to see that show. That sounds like a lot of fun. So Phantom Friends because you do Phantom Friends together.
hmm
What tell us about Phantom Friends.
It's just kind of a paranormal podcast. But instead of having guests every week, we do something different. Like one week we'll do card readings, and then the next week we'll have like I call it Phantom Files, and we do like monsters and cryptids and um haunted places and talk about like one time we did the Lizzie Borden house and kind of got into that and it's my goal to find the axe.
You and a lot of other people.
Right, for real. But we just kind of keep, switch it up every week. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Nice.
I love
That's
that.
because the house is only down the street from me, and Kimmy's got a picture of her in the window.
Okay.
I
Nice.
took her by. Yeah.
like,
Very
hey
cool.
Lizzie, what's up?
So what about in Echoes in the Wind? You said that's a Native American podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first had the idea of it, I was by myself. And then I didn't want to be by myself. So I'm like, well, I want somebody with gifts and somebody Native American. And then me and Kimmy been friends for years. Like 7 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, you know, we were talking and, you know, she had the Phantom Friends and the cooking show and stuff like that. And then I said, well, you know, if it wasn't, if you weren't tread so thin, oh, and she was helping a friend. That's the other thing
Okay.
on his show. And I said, if you weren't tread so thin, I would ask you, but I wouldn't do that. You know, you tread so thin already.
She
And
was hitting around.
no, I was serious. I was serious. Because it takes a lot, you know.
It
And
does.
then
Yeah.
I started helping um the person he asked me to help too with Kimmy. So we were both helping him. And then I don't know if I'm mixing this up, but anyway, we
Close
were
enough.
talking about it again one day. And then I don't know, I think it was Kimmy, and she's like, the heck with, well, she didn't say those words, but she's like, you know, let's just do it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
and
we
we
get the
did.
idea.
Yeah.
Just
So
go with the flow.
that's when we started doing it.
That's
You know,
awesome.
she's Native American, I'm Native American, I'm Blackfoot, she's Blackfoot, I'm Cheyenne, she's Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Yeah.
Stockbridge,
So,
Oneida, and Blackfoot over here.
Woohoo!
Alaskan Native.
yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yep.
Savages in the house.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, don't let my
Bring it
mom hear you
on.
say
Bring it
that.
on, people.
Yeah, don't let my mom hear that either. She'll
Yeah, my mom, she called me. My mother always hid our gifts, always, ever since I was little. And I would tell her things, and now I know what I was feeling was energy. And I was like 5, and then she would just, you know, I remember her having these really severe, vivid nightmares. But anyway, she'd sweep it under the rug, you know, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. Yeah, it was. And then now, just recently, that she's in her 80s, she admitted everything to me. And she said it was because she didn't want me to see what she sees. And I said, Ma, you can't, you could never stop it. I mean,
right.
come on, you know. But she would never talk about it. Every time I would bring it up, oh, Donna, you're making me sick. Donna, give me a headache. I gotta get off the phone. You know, she just would never talk about it.
Right.
So now she does. Now she's happy for me, you know, in what I do. Just be careful.
Right. Well, the be careful is legitimate. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to be careful with what we're doing, especially with paranormal investigating. It's so easy
Well, I don't
to
tell her
get
that.
okay. Um, but I mean, it is easy to get hurt though,
Yeah.
and even if you're doing the online part, you're still connected to energy, and that energy does not need to
Mhm.
be in the same space you're at.
Yeah.
Right? Energy doesn't have boundaries. So
Yeah.
it can be, one of those things where we do have to be careful. And I'm not trying to be fear mongering, but it takes a little common
No,
sense,
it's true.
you
It's
Right.
know?
true.
Keep it real. That's all we're
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
is keeping it real here,
I've
guys.
Yeah.
already
Make
had
sure you got your protections and
the
all that
vampires.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely have to do that. It's really become a crusade for me to talk about that. So I'm not going to dominate the show by stepping into that, but
Yeah.
I'm actually doing, I'll be recording it tomorrow, a, an episode of Paramystic Christina specifically on energy. I'm calling it energy hygiene, but it's energy
Mhm.
protection, clearing your energy, how to take care of yourself. So that will be coming out, I don't know, sometime soon. I don't have a date yet, but um, yeah, I just think it's so important. And it's like Rez and I know a guy who's been fighting with cancer. We know another guy who's had several strokes. I guess two guys, different guys who've had several strokes, heart attacks.
Mm.
Because over the years, not being sure that we're clear. In addition to leaving ourselves in different places. Have you found that, like, after you've done an investigation, like you've left part of yourself somewhere?
I think so. Either
Yeah.
that or the locations are calling back out to me and they really want me to come back. I
Right.
can't tell which one it is. It's one or the
Right,
other.
yeah.
Yeah. It feels the
Yeah.
same, doesn't it? It feels
Yep.
pretty, yeah, it feels the same.
You
It's
Like
like
you
you're
were
still
supposed to be
there.
there type of thing, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
what's weird to me is, like, I won't even be investigating or nothing like that, but like I'll be driving out of town to the doctors and I'll get in my car here and, pull out my driveway and go. And I'll be way out there already. And it's like, how the hell did I get out here? I don't remember driving all this way. And that's happened to me numerous times.
Yeah. Well, with the
I've had
time
that happen.
shifting, and sometimes it happens because you're just kind of off in la la land, but sometimes it happens because energy is shifting and time is shifting. And I remember one time cutting off 7 hours of a trip across Wyoming. I mean, like, where'd that 7 hours go? Like, literally, it
Yeah.
took me 7 hours less to cross Wyoming that one time than any other time I've done it.
That's
So
because the mothership
Wow.
stopped and picked you up, Christina.
I wish they'd let me remember that because I've been asking them to come back since I was a little kid. Like,
No, they
seriously,
picked
just
you
come
up. They
back and get
dropped you
me.
off. Said, "We're just checking on you. A little checkup."
Yeah, 7 hours quicker. Shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
bring
was
it
7.
on.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Donna, because I've had that happen to me too. And you're just like, wait a minute, just left home. How'd I get
It's a
here?
little weird. It
Yeah,
kind of is worrisome
a
sometimes.
little disorienting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember I was coming home from an investigation once and I lost 20 miles of a highway and I ended up on a completely separate highway heading back north when I was heading south.
Yeah.
Had
See.
no
What?
recollection of
Wow.
that.
See.
You know, so I get
May-
it.
Maybe talk to your hypnosis friend. Find out where you went.
Yeah.
You and me already talked about this one. This was last year. We already figured it out.
Yeah, it is interesting. And the more that we work with energy, the more that we realize we don't know a whole lot.
We think
It's,
we do, but
we think we
there's
do.
a deeper
And
rabbit hole than what we
We're
know
always
about.
changing it too. This is
yeah,
it. This is what it's doing, and then
well,
lo and behold, it's something else.
that's what it did last week. What's it doing now?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Race taught us over the internet. He would light a match and for us to snuff it out, and we did.
It's
We
using
learned.
energy.
Hmm.
With energy. So Miss Lady Mystic, I don't know what
See,
it is, but then all of a sudden I see people with fire pits and I'm playing with energy balls and playing with the fire pits. I
that's
don't
that
know.
same energy you're putting out when you're doing healings from remotely. That same energy you're putting out for that healing is the same energy you're playing with these fires. It's just an extension of you that you're putting out there.
Yeah, I had a marshmallow man in the pit the last time. He was just missing an arm, so I had to give him an arm. And he was just dancing in the fire pit. So,
Cool.
Nice.
but it's all good intentions. No bad intentions.
You know,
Like s'mores,
All good.
anybody?
Right? It sounds good.
But the only thing
Pyrokinesis can be
is,
really helpful.
Yeah.
people just had to get out the way because they were. She was like, "Oh man, I'm getting a headache," and all she was doing was standing on the sideline. She
Mhm.
wasn't in front of it, on the sideline. She's like, "Oh, I gotta get away from here. I'm getting a headache with all the energy that I was putting at the fire pit." But I was just having fun.
All right, so I'm gonna call you once I move home and I get this whole move thing complete and I have to fire up my wood stove. I'm calling you to help me out. All right.
Yeah, you call me and I'll help you light that fire. Just put a
All right.
match in it and I'll just get it going for you.
One single match is all you get.
No. The pressure, the pressure.
That's all I need. You put one match in there and I'll get the whole thing going for you.
All right.
That sounds
You
really
see?
cool. That's
So
I
we'll-
did that one time and I've not done it again, but it didn't feel like I was doing it. It felt like something moved through me and did it.
one of your
Oh, wow.
guides.
Yeah. Yeah. I was at a native gathering years ago and they were trying to start a fire with flint in the rain and it just was not working. It just wasn't working. And I was just sitting there having a conversation with someone underneath a tarp, and all of a sudden my hand went up and the fire started. And I know I didn't do that because I was just having a conversation. It wasn't me, but it was through
Yeah.
my hand that it worked. And that was profound enough that I remember it years later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
That was your guide going, quit playing around, make this happen. Poof.
yeah, my grandfather died. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was really interesting to me because I'd never seen anything like that actually be done. I'd heard about it, but I'd not ever seen it. And so that was really interesting to me. But it's not one of those things that I just walk around just like shooting fire from my hands, you know?
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
trick I wouldn't mind learning, just poof.
Exactly.
Mhm.
We could make some
Yeah.
decent money if we could do that.
Right? Just
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
But
Oh, fireball.
we can throw energy balls and feel it when it hits. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
That's for
that's for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
actually, me and
I mean,
Christina
I
tried
could
that
sit
once with
here and
my
just
wife, rolling an
Yeah.
energy ball through her for
Yeah.
healing.
Oh,
I could
wow.
sit
Yep.
here and make them and
Yep.
Yeah.
then I just throw them back to myself. So the energy goes right back in.
Yeah. We were using it. She was laying on a massage table, and we were literally sending an energy ball from head to feet and back and forth through
Yeah.
her body to
Oh, okay.
help do healing. Um, my my class called that bowling for energy because
Yep.
they
Huh.
yeah, but it was very helpful for her.
Yeah.
She
She
got
felt
up
That
feeling
great.
a
sounds
lot
pretty
better.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. My kid calls it lightning rod. Like you can just shoot lightning through somebody when you have an energy ball, just kind of get all the blockages out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I used to play
Don't
with one of my stepkids. I'd take my hands and have him go like this, and I'd put his hand in the middle, and
Uh-huh.
I'd shoot energy through the top of his palm, through the bottom, and he'd freak out every time because just the way it felt, he just couldn't handle it. Just come on, you want to play around? Come here, stick it in there.
the only healings I've done was over the internet. I've
Okay.
never done any in person. I've done a lot over the past few years, but only over the internet,
Okay. Well,
except
it's
for my
just as
grandson.
okay. That's cool. I mean, it's just as effective over the internet because energy doesn't have rules to follow.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Donna. I've been sitting here watching your picture and things are just moving. Like your glasses just moved inter in an
Yeah.
interesting way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My glasses.
Yeah. And your curtain's been moving, like waving back and forth, but not like wind has hit it, but just like it, like How do I explain it?
That's
Like a wave,
that's
Like
that's
energy.
soaring eagle,
Yeah.
Christina.
is it?
I
That's
was just gonna
soaring eagle
ask,
back there.
Yeah, her glasses just did it again.
Yeah.
what do you mean? What are they doing?
Like the frames are bending and then bending back,
They're
yeah,
fluctuating,
like they're
but
flexing. Or, yeah.
yeah, but
Is it
the far
soaring
as
eagle?
the soaring eagle's one that's behind with the blinds back there, the curtains. That'd be one of her guides that she has, Native American guide.
Yeah, I have all Native American guys, and they
Cool.
like to be tricksters.
Yeah. I'm
Not
well aware
usually
of that
soaring eagle,
dynamic.
but
Yeah.
Yep.
not usually soaring eagle, but he might be jumping in because you being Native American, redneck.
Well, he knows me,
So
so
yeah, he knows you and Charlie and God know who else is here. So they usually got a
Yeah.
house full. Diamond, stop it. But yeah, they like to play tricks, and I can tell my back is cold, so I know Charlie's here.
Hmm.
You just never know who's here. They like to play tricks, especially when I'm on podcasts.
And they like to go
well,
to other people's cameras and play tricks too. So
Yeah,
mhm.
they like to bounce around with the cameras, and yeah.
Logan likes to do that too, but I kind of
Yeah.
messed him up with with the screen setup, which I did for sound actually, because the room I'm in is very large and sound bounces around. So I put this up as a sound barrier. But before I put this up, like he'd be messing around with the stuff on the cabinet back there and moving stuff around and making the camera go fuzzy and then clear and then fuzzy and
Yep.
then clear.
Zoom in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
Aw.
use his camera. So he comes and plays with his own camera.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
yeah, they do that to me, and they'll make me go like
See, her
yeah,
curtains are doing it again, or whatever the blinds back
Mhm.
there. Yeah. Well, now they stopped.
is that
He's like,
Dawn
psych.
or Charlie? I don't know. It might be Charlie because I feel Charlie around me really strong.
Is Charlie a
Hmm.
guide, or is Charlie a loved one who's on the other side,
A
or
guide.
a guide? Okay.
Yeah, my guides are all right here in this corner
Yep. Always over the right shoulder.
all the time. Yep.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about your guides. Let's talk about Kimmy's guides. Do you know your guides? Do you
Kimmy,
communicate with
not
them?
Mm-mm.
sure.
No, I'm still trying to learn all that.
Okay.
But you do guides. Now, I saw somebody with Kimmy,
Okay.
and she does guides. So what I saw was this really big guy as her guide. He looked is very tall, Viking looking, because she also has Viking in her.
Okay.
Nordic.
I'm
He
staring
looked,
at you, Kimmy, but I'm actually staring around you so I can see.
yeah,
You're
she, what
fun.
I saw, and I saw him like maybe two to three times. He's very tall,
Broad
little
broad shouldered,
long, yeah, very
very
broad
broad
shouldered.
shouldered,
Yep.
kind of
Uh,
reddish beard.
yes.
Yeah, I see
And
him.
he's got like long stringly hair,
Mm-hmm.
but he's very brawly, very big brawly guy.
Yeah.
He's the only
Yep.
one that I've seen, but he's a very strong guy. That's from what I get. He's very strong.
Oh, he absolutely is. I can see him. You have the perfect background because I can see them like through the trees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's like I'm seeing into a different dimension through the trees, and um,
So I'm right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you are.
just, I'm trying to get a name from him so that you can communicate with him.
Yeah, she needs to communicate and,
because
you
sit here
know,
and try and communicate or asking, certain things or whatever, and nothing.
Well, the part of that is because of your expectation and the way that you hope that the communication will come through. But having a name will help you talk to him.
oh, I just got Harold. I don't know though.
Did
I
you?
could be wrong. I could be wrong. It just came. Phew. But it could be wrong.
I think you picked up on a different guide for her
You're
because,
seeing a couple?
yeah, I'm seeing a couple. I think that the big guy with the red beard,
Mm-hmm.
ironically named Sean, I think is what he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember that, Kim. So you can
Mhm.
start talking to him, hon.
So I know that there's another one there. I can kind of see a shadow moving around. Haven't quite gotten what it is yet.
Oh, I'm hearing the name Isaac.
Okay.
There's an Isaac in the room.
But I asked who's Harold, and I started seeing this shadow thing move around, but it's not like a shadow person, like a scary thing. It's more just, it's more like heat wave energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's another guide. Because
Yeah.
it's not a family member, right?
You don't have any Harolds in your family, do you?
Not that I
Okay.
know of,
All right.
anyway.
It could be an ancestor, but probably not one that you know.
Yeah, because I heard it real
Yeah.
loud. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's not as big. He's a smaller guy. And I don't mean like smaller, but he's smaller than Sean, who's like huge,
Yeah,
right?
Sean's
Right.
So
Sean's
um,
huge.
Sean's
I want,
huge. I feel
yeah.
like Sean is a protector, a guardian.
Isn't that what I said, Kim?
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Exactly what I said. He
Yeah, and
is
now her
really
background's
big.
moving.
Oh, the air just came on
Did it?
too.
Did the air came on?
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
The air just came
Yeah.
on too.
And it's funny because when you moved, I just saw the wolf, but I think the wolf actually kind of is what brought Sean through because I feel like he travels with one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think she has
Yeah, I have
one
a
too.
guide wolf
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harold feels more like a main guide, like he guides you through life and you listen to him, but you don't know you're listening because it doesn't come through like hearing, it comes through more like, oh, I have the inspiration, I should do this. So that's
Oh,
more like
okay.
how he talks to
That
you.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Um,
makes sense.
so he's kind of more like, okay, let's use some common sense. We're just going to guide you here. We're going to guide you there. Nothing too dangerous. And Sean's like, don't worry, mate. I got her. You know?
Right.
So
She's good. Let her jump into the deep
good.
end.
Let her jump. And so, like, I mean, they work it out. But yeah, I feel like Harold is a little more cautious. Um, but he does give you inspiration and he does kind of guide you towards here's something that would be really interesting to check out. Maybe you should check this out, or here's something that might be really interesting for you to do. So and he is taking credit for the cooking show. Like he's taking credit for
Oh,
that
what?
inspiration. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
funny you
thanks,
said that 'cause I
Harold.
was just thinking that.
Yeah, he's taking credit for that.
Harold is.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Harold
Harold.
is.
I appreciate it,
Yeah.
man.
Tell
Yeah.
us about Isaac, Rez. You got the name
I don't know.
Isaac.
I just heard the name Isaac come through as we were talking about the Nordic guy, the North guy. I heard the name
Yeah.
Isaac. So I don't know if
The wolf
that
might be
has
named Isaac.
it very well could be. Well, I'm thinking the wolf might be a little more along Wolf Clan. That
Yeah.
she carries the wolf medicine with her. That's what I'm thinking.
Who might be Isaac?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The wolf might answer to
Yep,
Isaac.
very
Oh,
well
the
could
wolf
be.
might be, that might be the wolf's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. wolf's
Oh,
Yeah.
name, and I also think that's the reason why you have that wolf is because you carry wolf medicine with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as I carry the bear medicine and squatch medicine.
Okay.
Ironically, so do I. And
You know,
well, I carry skunk too. I carry skunk medicine too.
So
yeah,
that would be
she's a
something I
stinky
need to
one.
check into, like the wolf medicine stuff on my native side. Is
I
that
would.
native kind of thing, or is that
Yep.
Viking kind
Yeah.
of thing?
Well, it
I'm
could
leaning
be
more towards
both.
the native, but they are combined since they were here with us first before the white settlers.
Right.
Right. And
So,
if you look back at the pre-industrial revolution, so to speak, in Norway and Sweden and all of Scandinavia, they were very tribal too. They were very tribal societies in Scandinavia. So,
Mhm.
you know, a lot of the things are pretty similar as far as the old belief systems and all of that to Native American. And that was before the two ever connected.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's always kind of been that way. Um, yeah, because, well, I think a big part of it too, and part of it is because Scandinavia land-wise is a lot smaller than the United States. So we don't often think of seafaring Native Americans, although along the coast
Right.
they were,
Yeah.
right? So, and because Scandinavia is pretty much surrounded by ocean and seas and, you know, the Nordic Sea and all that, they did have the bigger boats and they did go out, you know, in bigger groups.
Mhm.
So there are some differences, but there are also some basic similarities between the two cultures.
ah,
Hmm.
Yep.
So
Oh, cool.
yeah, and my mom is Swedish, my dad is Norwegian. I mean, so it's like, you know, they brought two aspects of Scandinavia together, and of course they're the two that butt heads. So so there is that. Um,
For
she got
real.
you Harold and Isaac is your wolf.
Mhm.
I'm so
And
happy I was
Sean.
right
and
on
then you have
Sean. I
yeah.
knew I kept seeing him and not like she sees him. I kept seeing him in my head like it was weird. And I knew he was a big brawly guy.
Oh yeah, he's probably bigger than Rez.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I'm thinking like 7-footer.
Something like
You
Oh
that.
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever watched wrestling back in the '80s, but it kind of reminds me of that character Sid Vicious or Sid Justice,
Oh
seven
yeah.
foot tall, kind of real poofy hair, but it's long and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
Mhm.
jacked,
yeah,
Yeah.
just
yeah.
ripped.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to
Oh
explain
wow.
to her, like what he looked like, because I didn't know what to compare it to. So I'm
Yep.
trying to compare and tell her what I was seeing with the beard and the hair, and he's big and brawly, but it makes sense he would be the head one of all her guides.
He's definitely a guardian for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
He's got your back.
Fist bump it
yeah.
up, brother.
There you go.
Fist bump it up.
Yep,
Yep.
there you go.
Because she
Yeah.
was wondering for a while, and I'm glad for her because, there was no name. I knew he was there, and I kept telling her, but she didn't have no name to, like, try to speak to him and talk to him. She still was trying, but
Right.
it's better with the
Yep.
name.
Sometimes with a name it helps. You know,
Yeah,
Yep.
it makes you feel like you have something more to connect to.
yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
Cause you hate to
And
address them, without, you know,
Dress him proper.
Right.
right.
now you
Proper.
got your wolf's name and everything, and at least, and now you got Harold.
You
Yes,
know.
thank
So
you so
Yeah. You're
slow but
welcome.
sure.
You're welcome. It's really, I end up doing a lot of spirit guide introductions like that, like introducing people to their spirit guides so that they can start having a more conscious relationship with them. And
Yeah.
I feel fortunate because I have a very conscious relationship with my guides. And, it's like, man, we have sweat lodges, we have committee meetings, we have long lodge meetings. And we get in there, and sometimes I kind of crawl out of those having my butt kicked, but it's probably because it needed kicking.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah, I
know?
imagine mom probably face palms a lot.
What were you thinking?
Eh,
Like what in the world again?
well, I know I got a few. I got a lot of family here. I know that.
Yeah,
I know I got a few, but they're still all Native American. I'll
I'm
Yeah.
just
forgive.
making notes because I'm being inspired, so don't mind me. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
a little
waiting.
inspiration.
I'm waiting to get to the end of the life cycle there and getting face to face with them guides and waiting to meet that one going, how many times I should have been fired over your ass? What the hell were you thinking down there? I tried telling you this, but you don't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that moment.
Oh,
Mhm.
on me.
No, I
For
mean,
him, on him.
Oh, yeah.
Riz is
I'm
gonna get
probably
it when
gonna
he
get
crosses
that.
over.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get it on me too.
Oh, I know there's a lecture coming.
I know it's gonna come on me. You know about being. People call me hothead or stop second guessing, which I don't do like I was at all.
You have gotten better.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yep. A lot
Bravo.
better.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I think sometimes too it can be valuable to second guess. Sometimes it's a good thing to step back and reevaluate because we are not infallible.
Nope.
Any of us can make mistakes. So
Mhm.
sometimes it's a good idea to step back and say, wait a minute, was I reading that right?
Yeah.
Is that the way that
Yep.
came through? And then ask for confirmation,
Yep.
to say, yes, you were correct, or no, this is actually more what we meant. I think it's healthy to do that, both in
Yeah.
our regular human lives and also as psychics. I think it's important.
Well, I worked with the cold cases and for so long it took everything of me.
Yeah.
And I got so many other gifts I want to branch out to. You
Start
know,
using them.
yep. That's what I want to do.
That's cool.
So that's why I gotta stop. No more second guessing, and if I think it sounds stupid, I don't care. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I have learned that the more
Yeah.
ridiculous the information is that comes true, the more it resonates with whoever I'm talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As mediums, it doesn't have to make sense to us as long as
No.
it makes sense to those that we're working with.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I've had a few instances too where I'm getting this and I don't know what the hell it means. I might be crazy and oh no, that's Uncle so and so.
Y-
That was his favorite thing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like, excuse me, when I gave you your reading without cards, Rez,
Yeah.
I mean, what I was seeing, I'm like, I don't know what I'm seeing, but this is what I'm seeing. And, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
it was right, but
Yep. She picked up on the powwow grounds.
Did
Right
she?
down the road from the
Wow.
house. Yep. She brought herself to the
Wow.
powwow grounds. I believe it was wintertime at the time.
yep, it was
And she
snow
was in the
out.
middle of the bowl and she's describing it. I'm like, I know where that is. That's the powwow grounds.
I know where that
Quarter
is
mile down
too.
the road.
I've been there. Rez took me
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Yep. And his
Yeah.
dad and his mom and his
Yep.
mom's little house. His
Yep.
dad
That
was
house.
showing me, oh, okay. Yep. And his dad was showing me like this little like a picture. I think it was like an 8x10 maybe. He was going like this. I remember there was blue in it, but it was too quick. Like I
Yeah.
didn't, get it, but I know it was something important to him.
When the time comes, it'll reveal itself.
Yep.
Yeah,
It will.
yeah.
It will. You know what? We have already coming to the end of our time. Can you believe that? Like this is
Oh
Really?
my
Wow.
I watch the time because I'm the one who does production. So,
Yeah, she's a
She's
stickler.
like, time's up, get out.
well,
you
no, it's
get
just
to
that,
the-
Well, that's the best way.
people don't necessarily have more than an hour to contribute to listening
We
to a
really didn't
podcast.
get
So
to the meat and potatoes, but
I know.
it's
So
good.
so that means
Hey,
we need to
dessert
do
was
another
fine.
one.
Dessert
you go.
first. Dessert
Dessert
first.
first.
Right.
That
But
just
it
means we
is-
do this again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Woohoo.
All
There
right.
you go.
All right. So, Kimmy, are you doing readings for people? What are you doing? I mean, how do people get a hold of you if they want to?
Self-promotion time.
Self-promotion, shameless self-promotion.
Just say it as it
Nice
is, baby.
segue. Nice segue. Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. No, I do free card pulls because I just feel like I need to help people. I didn't have it growing up, learning gifts and stuff. So I like to, help people. And so we just mostly Facebook, TikTok is what I'm mostly on, and I do have a YouTube and also Instagram.
Okay, and those are called Kimmy Korpse, like your name, or is it
Is
the?
Kimmy Korpse.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Donna, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a
Now,
reading or whatever?
my Facebook, I changed to Lady Mystic.
Okay,
Lady Mystic Lightworker.
Lady Mystic
So-
Lightworker. All right, I'm gonna make a note of that.
Yeah, I changed it from my name to that.
Okay,
But I was doing some readings a little bit here and there. If people want to get a hold of me, that's how they get a hold of me on my Facebook Messenger.
okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, Rez, shameless self-promotion, buddy.
All right. First things first, I got to address Caps. We are having our annual Halloween show live straight from Gainer's Tavern. That will be on the 27th of October. I believe it starts 4 p.m. You can find it on Facebook and YouTube on the Caps channel. Then the following weekend, you can catch me in Minnesota, Faribault, Minnesota, at the Fari Boo Bar Crawl on November 1st. They're gonna have a costume party, and it starts at 7 p.m. at the Paradise Center for the Arts. And then what you do is they do the Boo Bar Crawl from there back to the Performing Arts Center to have everyone judged and everything else. There will be movies going on. I will be there doing readings. We have another tarot card reader that's going to be there. They have at 8 p.m. a horror movie that's going to be showing. They have a band coming in at 9:30. It's going to be a great time. Starts at 10 p.m. Let's see what time here. I got the sheet here. I believe it's 7 p.m. it starts.
Okay,
So come on out and see us.
and that is November 1st, right?
Yep, November 1st.
Well, then
That
that's
sounds fun.
tomorrow. You better get on the road, buddy.
Yep. But I'm here.
That's right. So, happy Halloween, everyone! Because
Yes.
this
Yes,
show
happy
is airing.
Halloween.
This show is airing on Halloween. So,
Oh,
Woo!
is it?
yeah. So happy
Yes.
Halloween! And just a few things for me. That weekend, I am. Yeah, this weekend, this Halloween weekend, I am in Duluth at WitchyCon.
Oh, a witchy con.
WitchyCon,
I'm
yeah.
surprised you didn't
Ooh.
make a little trip to Salem. Well, you
Oh,
were
I've
here.
been to Salem, been there, done that. Don't
Oh,
want to do
have
it.
you?
Don't want to do it in October.
Ah,
Too many
She,
people.
she's got the
Yeah.
hat and broom to go with it. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
it is a lot of people. I agree with her.
yeah. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that many people in a place that's already that disorienting is just too much.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
So,
probably so.
yeah, I'm not really, I don't want to get down on Salem, but
Yeah.
it's too much in October.
I'll,
So, yeah. Yeah, I will be at WitchyCon in Duluth. That's going to be at the Ironworks. So that is, I guess, a big venue. I've not been there. It's a 3-day event. We're going to have a dance. We're going to have fairs. We're going to have speakers. I'm one of the speakers who will be speaking on energy protection. So that is, like I
There you go.
said, that's my mission right now is energy protection. And then on the 9th, I will be in. Oh, I hope I get this right. I know that I am going to be with MetaParapro, and I think it's in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. And
Oh.
the following week, I am at. Oh, Jess is going to be so mad at me.
eh,
I know that I'm going to be with Northwoods Expos, and I can never. It's something about oh my God, she's going to be so mad at me. Sorry, Jess. Should have had my notes together.
you guys don't
We'll
want
get it on the
to
next show. We'll get it on the next show.
We'll get it on the next show. We have time. All right. So, happy Halloween, everyone, and
Yeah.
enjoy, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank
you're welcome.
you.
Thank you for coming.